I want to say something about the phrase hearing God's voice. I just want to encourage people that hearing from God does not necessarily mean you hear literally an audible voice. Some people think it has to be that way, but it certainly does not. And I know why you may be thinking it's that way, because in the Old Testament, people actually hear God's voice and talk to Him face to face and so forth. But you see, today we have something that people back then, at least in the earlier part of the Old Testament, didn't have, and that's the Word of God. I believe that the best way to hear God's voice, so to speak, quote unquote, God's voice, is to be thoroughly familiar with His Word. And another way to hear God's voice is through His people, asking people for godly advice. But in the end, it has also a lot to do with the time that you spend with God personally and allowing Him in the silence of those moments to really speak to your heart. It's a spiritual discipline that needs to be learned, and it's not learned overnight. Now, the question mentioned wisdom specifically. So let me give you an example of how do you know if the wisdom you're exercising is from God or not. Okay, so again, it goes back to the Word of God. So here we have in James 3:17, but the wisdom from above is first pure. So it talks about the motive of your heart, the outcome that you seek. Is it pure? Is it pleasing to God? So it is first of all pure, then peaceable. So if obviously you want to take revenge on somebody, that's not from God's will, right? Peaceable, gentle, reasonable, full of mercy and good fruits, unwavering, and without hypocrisy. So there alone, you already have a test. Is this voice or is this wisdom from God or not? I hope that helps.